Coach Natalie, and welcome to another episode of Jiu Jitsu for Dummies. Today we're going to learn the Guillotine and the Kimura. Both of these are from the guard position, and in reality, if you try to do one and it doesn't work, you can always transition to the others. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, let's break it down. You can do a guillotine, as I said, from standing up. In this case, we're going to do the guillotine from guard. Your partner, or in this case your jiu-jitsu dummy, is going to be kneeling in your closed guard. You're going to be sitting up, trapping their head with your underarm. You're now taking this arm and placing it on your hand on your own stomach. Your second hand overhooks their other arm and you grab your wrist. As soon as you can, you close your legs around their torso. Now you're going to do two things at the same time. I'm going to side crunch, trying to get my elbow to my hips, at the same time as I'm going to try to pull their body away with my closed legs. Again, they're kneeling in your guard. You reach up and you trap their head with the back of your underarm. Your hand is now facing your chest with your palm on your stomach. The other arm overhooks their arm, and your second hand grabs your wrist firmly. Trap their body with your legs. At the same time, you are going to side crunch, trying to get your elbow to your hip. At the same time, you are pulling their body away with your guard. Now, the biggest mistake that people make in doing the guillotine is they got this right, trapping the back of their head with your underarm, overhooking their other arm, and your second hand grabbing the wrist of your first hand. But then they don't secure the legs. Now, I'm securing the top part of his body, but my partner or my jiu-jitsu dummy could always jump out of my guard, and then they get to side control, and I'm in a worse position than I am now. Again, overhook the head, hand to your own stomach, overhook their other arm, grab your wrist, close your legs, side crunch as you pull their body away with your closed guard. You can see their head's going this way, their body's going this way. You can see why it's called the guillotine. A related move, as I mentioned before, is called the Kimura. And for that, we're going to be pointing in the opposite direction. Sally here. My dummy is going to be kneeling in my guard. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. The Kimura is almost easier than the guillotine. First, you're going to sit up. Grab their right wrist with your left hand. Overhook their arm and grab your own wrist. We call this a figure 4 grip. My right foot, I'm now going to use it to pivot towards the left. Now, some of the mistakes that people make when they're doing the Kimura is similar to the mistakes that people make when they're doing the guillotine. They fail to control the body with their legs. Again, now my right foot is on the floor. I'm using it to pivot. The left leg is hooking over their back so that they can't sit up. A bigger mistake that people make in the Kimura is that they're trying to just move their opponent's arm with their arm strength alone. No, you want to move their arm with your whole body. Right now I'm looking straight at my dummy. When I finish, I want to be looking at my dummy's side of their face. I'm going to pivot at a 90-degree angle again. At this point, their arm might be kind of straight. You really want to bend it. Pivot on your far leg, far foot. Take this foot, put it over their back. I am now pivoting with my whole body, and their arm is just getting swept up with my arm. But really, my body is pivoting, and that's causing their arm to go behind their back. Now, without the dummy, guess I should do the guillotine. Pretty easy to show both. For the guillotine, you're sitting up. You're trapping their head. Back of their neck should be underneath your underarm. Grabbing your hand, putting it on your own stomach. Overhooking their other arm. Grabbing your wrist. Putting your legs around their body. Now, I am simultaneously side crunching and pulling their body. Again, side crunching and pulling their body. That's the guillotine. For the Kimura, grab that wrist, sit up, overhook that arm, grab your other wrist, in a figure 4 grip. Pivot on the right foot. Left foot is swinging over their back. Kind of breaks their posture, keeps them from rolling out. Again, looking straight at your dummy's face. Looking at your dummy from a 90-degree angle. One more time. And that is the guillotine and the Kimura from guard. Now, these moves are used in all levels of Jiu Jitsu, both gi and no gi. If you watch MMA fighting, you see these moves used an awful lot. So what we call a high percentage move. Again, the single biggest thing you have to remember is control that body. This is a pretty painful submission, and people are going to be trying to get out. If you can control their body with your legs, you have a higher chance of getting both these submissions. Thank you again for joining me for another episode of Jiu Jitsu for Dummies. Again, visit my Facebook page, Natalie Whitson Jiu Jitsu, and look forward to showing you more submissions in the future.